So I just cut my hair off. I actually was debating on doing it for a while now, and I kind of had a little emotional breakdown and cut my hair. And then one of my friends had a great heart-to-heart with me and shared some stuff that needed to be shared. And now I'm in this like, bitch, you keep doing stuff out of your inability to sit through discomfort because you have been programmed for so long to fill the silence in any room even though you want silence. You've been programmed to overcompensate your needs for somebody else's because of the silence that they provide when they are having a bad day. You continue to make these decisions, and now I'm in a space where I'm being forced to sit and wait and see what's gonna happen next. Because I honestly don't know. I am waiting for my license to show up. I'm waiting for my birth certificate and social security card to show up. And so now I'm in the space where I am literally being forced to just sit and chill and like realize the actions that you have made have gotten you, or you've done, and the actions that you've taken have actively gotten you to the space right now where you are overweight. You continue to move out of trauma and you're not allowing yourself to heal and recover and get your nervous system together. And the reason why that is because you've been programmed like that for a long time. And one of the biggest things that I'm noticing now is how I've never really allowed myself that time to have downtime just to heal, relax, and figure myself out my next moves. I've always been making moves and making plays happen because I've been in this space of fight or flight, to say the least. I've been in the space of like, I gotta make some shit happen. I gotta make some shit happen. I gotta make some shit happen. That I've been making some shit happen in a way that hasn't been spiritually productive for me and my evolution. Like, I continue to say I'm gonna do this, this, and this, and then when it comes time to be disciplined for it, I don't maintain the discipline needed to do that. I mean, bitch, I have a big back right now, and I don't like that. And I just cut my hair off, and I also don't like that. I feel like that slimmed my face out. And I'm doing all these things. I want to feel something right now. And what I'm feeling is uncomfortable. I'm feeling the growing pains that are going to have to happen in order for me to really grow the fuck up again and get myself together and get my life and get my house in order. And one of the biggest things I took away from this conversation today, and I was watching this podcast, which was like inspiring me to come on here and just be fucking for real, is that you have to put your own house before you can put anybody else's house first. That's like the way that I'm paraphrasing it. But you have to prioritize yourself first, unless you have children, above anything else. Because at the end of the day, I'm the only one that can get me to where I'm going. I mean, look at this haircut, literally fucking aged me, but I'm gonna make it cute, so don't worry. And it aged me in a way that, and it showed me, and I can't hide behind my hair anymore. Like, this is who I am. I'm beautiful, but this is who I am. I'm an imperfect being that does things to feel something, and not like in a weird, like sadistic type of way, but like I am starting a business, or I'm starting a movement, or I'm going back to work in this field, or I don't allow myself to be still to feel the discomfort of how it feels to be in fight or flight for so many years. And now I'm in this opportunity to sit and chill. I need to exfoliate my face. I'm in this opportunity to sit and chill, and that, oh my God. There we go. The sit and chill energy is so overwhelmingly silent, and I have to be so incredibly present that I don't know if I like it. Like, what do I really want to be doing right now when I'm down here? I'm here to rebuild a life, rebuild some habits, rebuild and restructure who I am. But how am I going to do that if I'm going into the same things? If I'm doing the same job, if I'm in the same career field, if I'm doing the same self-talk, if I'm doing the same thing over and over and over again and I expect a different result, then I'm still the insane one here. And I don't want to be that any longer, because I feel like that is one of the biggest things that I'm recognizing is my downfall, is the fact that I don't like to feel uncomfortable. Anytime when I was younger, I realized how uncomfortable it was when my parents should be the ones comforting us in the situation, but because they're also emotionally unregulated, we found ourselves overcompensating to make our parents feel better and be able to parent us and nurture us and show up for us emotionally and spiritually in a way that they didn't even have the capacity to do that. And as children, you don't know that's what the situation is, but that's really what the situation is, right? And so I've adopted this toxic mentality of, people pleasing in order for people to give me what they don't have the capacity to give yet to me, or anybody for that matter. And it's just not a great feeling. It really isn't. Like, it doesn't feel great to know that, like, obviously, you're not perfect, but it's not great to know that you really didn't do as much healing as you thought you did. Like, because you're still repeating some of those cycles, and some of those cycles are the things that need to be released. And now that I know it, all the hair I cut off, I'm going to burn it tonight, because this is day 2 of the new moon, and I'm going to utilize this energy to release all the things that need to be released. So I will record it throughout the day. I'm going to just record my day. So I'm just going to jump in the shower, get myself together, do my skincare, do my body care, I got the house together already this morning. My laundry is done. I have an order that needs to be packed up and sent out, but I already have the stuff ready to go. So I'm just going to record my day and get it together. That way tomorrow when I go to my interview for store manager of a local hair salon here, then I feel like I know what I'm going to be doing with my hair, because I haven't had my hair this short for a long time. But I think now that I know more about how to do my hair and stuff like that, it's going to turn out really cute. And then also having the right products for it too, which makes a very big difference. And taking some time today to get myself together and pour into myself in a way that I haven't, and I have the time to do it now. And I think I'm going to start rocking some wigs, so come with me on that journey. I think it's going to be really interesting, just so I can go from short to long to this to that and learn how to do a proper install on myself. I think it's going to be a really fun process for me to learn how to do, because I've wanted to do that for a while. But I've learned a lot of things on this journey so far of me relocating, and I know I have all this content recorded, and I really just want to be doing that and just show my healing journey and like the things that I'm learning along the way from people who care and love helping humanity grow and expand as much as I do. Be able to have the patience to also allow me to grow and expand, because as much advice as I give out, I also, even though I'm the advice giver, like the advice giver also needs some advice sometimes. And sometimes we also need a little bit of redirection. And I think that if you're willing to put that work in, and if you're willing to be patient with people as people are patient with you when you're going to them for advice, I think humanity would be in a way better place, as opposed to looking for this instant gratification situation. And that's like one of the things that I'm like realizing. I'm a hairdresser of 14 years. Like, I know that I know that hair doesn't grow that quickly, but I'm like, I cut it off and it's going to grow really quick, like overnight or in 35 seconds. And it's just not. Like, there is a recalibration period that you have to go through. This like rings true for the message I was speaking about the other day that I don't even know if I posted yet when this one gets posted, but just watch for it. There's a recalibration period when it comes to a complete death and rebirth cycle. Like, we are in a period of time where the scales are balancing. We are in a period of time where the old version of you is falling away and you can't hold on to it any longer. Like, you just can't. Like, if you try to hold on to things that were supposed to fall away from the past, we would never grow up. Like, we would continue to be children, because kids just want to be kids. It's very rare that kids want to be adults until something traumatic, or not even traumatic, but something like eventful happens in their life where like, I wish I was an adult so I could experience that. But in that moment, kids don't realize what they're actually wishing for until you're an adult and you're like, damn, I wish I would have enjoyed my time more. Does that make sense? I feel like I just like went off on this like completely different situation, but your relocation is an invitation for recalibration. Okay. I am establishing healthier habits within myself. I am doing what I know needs to be done in order for me to have a sustainable life here. And this is where I've wanted to live for so long. And I just let myself and these people in my life redirect me and steer me in a way that was not best for my highest and best good. I should have been out here, but I was too afraid to step out on my own and to release and choose myself. I was too afraid. I had to go through more trauma and more trials and more tribulations in order for me to realize that, bitch, you're the only one that's going to be able to give you what you need. And you have to do it in a way that's unapologetic, because people are out here to take from you and give to themselves. That's what people want, to feel something. And because you make them feel something, you're just a light, and flies and bugs and mosquitoes and other things are attracted to your light because you represent something that everyone is looking for, including yourself. And I appreciate these conversations that I get to have with my friends, because that means that they also value me enough to have a conversation. People cannot grow, people cannot change, people cannot really do a ton of redirection if they don't know where they took a wrong turn right away. Until they've taken a wrong turn, they're like, damn, bitch, this is not even close to where I was shooting for. How all of a sudden I'm face down in this construction zone, don't even know how to turn myself around right now. So I got to go 12 miles past my original exit because I wasn't paying attention. I was just in autopilot mode. And that's some accountability I can take for myself. Okay? But at the end of the day, if you really value someone, you'll have a conversation with them no matter what the outcome is going to be. But icing them out, that's what my mother did. Icing them out because they did something that was unsavory to you, because you didn't get your way, because any of the reasons that you would like to put on the other person for them to be accountable for your reasoning for whatever, you still have to be the one that realizes that it takes two people to make or break any type of situation. Because you each are making a choice that's going to affect the relationship, whether it be professional, personal, romantic, familial, whatever. Okay? And I'm realizing in my time down here in this journey by myself that I'm like, wow, you really have a lot that you're going to be releasing. And it's no coincidence that I moved down here in the energy of a new moon. New beginnings. Old things are falling away. And it's an eclipse in Libra, which is balancing the scales, which means now I'm learning that every single time that I've went against the things that I've wanted and needed, that I knew in my spirit I needed, and I didn't even talk about it or even acknowledge it because, you know, other people need stuff too, and I know how it feels to not get your needs met. I can't continue to keep using that. I know how it feels to not get my needs met, so therefore I'm going to give to you because I know how it feels to not even meet my own needs, which means I can now feel like a hero in your life. It doesn't make any fucking sense, bitch. Be the hero in your own life first. And if that makes you a villain in somebody else's life, then so fucking be it. But at the end of the day, you know that you went into that person's life to leave them better than when you found them. You went into that person's life to add value and to create a genuine relationship connection here. You didn't do anything to only get your way and have your needs met. You knew you had to give something in order to get something back, right? I know this is like a big long tangent, but I'm releasing some shit here, okay? I moved here to recalibrate myself. Let me get back on course. I moved here to break the cycles and the patterning that I have been stuck cyclically in South Dakota, that I had kept myself in because that's the mentality that I was raised around, and it felt comfortable. It felt uncomfortably comfortable, if that makes sense, right? So I knew it was time for me to relocate, but I wasn't quite ready yet. I knew when I was moving, I was going to be going through this whole transformation of what I looked like before to compare to what I'm going to be looking like after I go through my healing journey. I know that all the things that I have been working on are going to be coming to pass. I just have to be patient and be still and allow these things to happen. But because of my programming and I didn't do all my healing the way that I was supposed to, I'm realizing that my actions also affect other people. And now I'm tied to an action that I made, which is why I liked giving advice, because I wasn't tied to the action that came after giving the advice. It was for somebody else to do, not me. But I also didn't realize in that moment, too, that if that advice is coming to you to give to somebody else, that means there's some truth to it for your reality. I'm really spitting right now. I needed to remove them locks, child, okay? I've been wanting to do it for a while, but I allowed someone to tear me down and break me down and break me down and break me down in a way that wasn't going to be mutually beneficial for me or this person long term, wasn't sustainable. And then I was allowing myself to walk around crazy like a fucking victim, even though, you know, the situation was really fucked up, but all because of my choices. Could I have waited and saved a little bit more money to move down here? Absolutely, I could have. Could I have waited and combed the rest of my locks out? Absolutely, I already had half my head done, but I didn't want to do the back. I didn't even want to take them out. I just wanted to cut them off. That was the whole plan. Grow them out, do your whole spiritual thing with your locks, then cut them off when you're ready. And bitch, I was ready today. I had the urge to do it a couple weeks ago, and I had the urge to do it again recently, and here I am. I cut them off. I'm in a new location, I'm in this new energy, I'm in this new frequency, I'm in this new timeline. It's time for me to step up to the plate. Stop moving out of fear is what I need to do. Start getting back into your singing. You heard the acoustics in there. Start singing, filling this house with joy, changing the vibration. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to be here to continue to be a light, but your light has been dimmed by your own choice. Somebody else played a hand in it, but I also allowed them to be in my life and have that choice over me. Therefore, I also participated in it. Because there's some type of fear of being seen and fear of doing things on my own that I had that I still hadn't quite gotten a hand on, that I was like, I don't know if I want to do this by myself. I don't know if I can bring this thing to pass. I don't know if I can start over on my own, because every single time I have, it's been successful, but I want to have a partner. I don't know if I can do this business on my own, even though Spirit gave you the will and the know-how and the strength to do it. You just have a fear of doing things on your own because you've always felt by yourself. And that is one of those things, and you're looking for someone to come in and hold your hand and skip down the yellow brick road to Oz and to your success and all your wishes and your dreams. But along the way in the movie, they still had to face their fears. They still had to face the versions of themselves they were running away from. They still had to do the work to get to the end and to get to their gold. A heart, a brain, some courage, and to go home. Like, don't we all want the same things? You know, like, don't we all want the same things? Because I know I do. That's what I've been looking for this whole time. That's why I relocated to the one place on the planet that felt like home to me, and that was Arizona. And now I'm in the positive and overwhelming consequences, because consequences don't have to be negative, of my actions. It's time to grow up. You're in the big leagues now. What can you do? If I accept this position tomorrow, I have to tell myself I'm not selling out. I'm doing what needs to be done in order to get my houses filled and stabilized. I'm doing what has to be done to give me more resources to build the companies that I really want. I'm 33 on the 33rd parallel. Okay? That means that this is my time to truly level up. And I'm in a location that I actually can do that with a person who's also understanding of how traumatizing it can be to realize the consequences of your actions when you were insecure and unstable. and how vulnerable you are when you come out of that space, and how much stability you really need when you're rebuilding yourself after all of that. That is overwhelming, and that is what I'm experiencing right now. I still feel like I'm on vacation. It's starting to hit me that I'm not on vacation and I moved here, because I feel like there's like this impending, you have to go home on this date, and that's like, there is no return ticket. Like, I drove down here with all my stuff. Like, I'm like having to make plays so I can, not even make plays, I have to be very aware of what I'm doing. What is it that you want? You are capable of building whatever it is that you want to build. You just have to believe in yourself enough. You have to believe that you're worthy of it enough. Stop being the victim in the story. Like, you are an equal participant. And my friend was right. Like, we had victim mentality a lot of the times because of our background and the things that we've experienced due to the lack of healing that we've done. We could have done a lot of the healing, but we didn't do it all. And there's always going to be layers to unpack. And this is the remaining layer that needed to be unpacked for this level that I can now move forward with. My spiritual hygiene has been shitty. I realize that because my spiritual hygiene has been shitty, my personal hygiene has been not as on par as it usually is. I'm still cleaning myself, but I'm not going the extra mile, and you can tell by my skin. I had a nervous breakdown and cut my hair off, which now looking at it when I style it, it's gonna be so cute. Okay, thank you. But I'm in this season of like death and rebirth. I live at a house with a beautiful pool and hot tub, and I'm not even allowing myself to use it because I don't feel like my body is where it should be to be seen in a pool right now. But the reality is that it is in a position to be seen in a pool right now, because not limiting myself and not putting myself in a box of what I feel like I need to have before going somewhere isn't the reality of where I'm at. If I want something bad enough and I think I deserve it, I'm going to have it. And I do deserve it. Even if in the moment I don't think I deserve it, I do deserve it. And this fresh start, it actually hit me that I cut my locks off when I went to go scratch my head. Because I normally have to scratch and like pull out this way as opposed to coming down. Like, dude. I was like, oh shit, I actually cut my hair off. Holy fuck. Okay, great. So that happened. Like, it was a very big, oh my goodness moment, okay? So, one of the biggest takeaways is that you're only as successful as you allow yourself to be. And I didn't feel like I was worthy of success where I was at because I placed myself in a box. Now being here, I'm out of the box, and it is overwhelming. This is a big world. I leveled up a couple levels because I did the work and I learned what I needed to learn to get out of there. So now, as I'm in reflection mode, I'm realizing with this entire 25-minute rant so far about how okay, so I was listening to the show called Radio Rental when I was driving my friend to the airport, and there's this one episode that I listened to on the way down here that happened to play again on the way back from the airport. And it's like, it was talking about how you were the monster in your own story and you thought it was somebody else. And I'm like, damn, if that isn't a metaphor for life, then I don't know what is. Like, you are the monster in your own story. Nobody else is. So what are we going to do about it? I am going to say that cutting my hair off made me feel free, and I wasn't weighed down with all of the things that happened when I had those locks on my head. Like, dunzo. I'm burning the shit out of those babies. Like, done. Finite. Out of here. Fiend. Gone. Okay? I have a fitness program that I can be working on. I've got a candle website that I could be perfecting. I've got content that can be put out there. Like, this is truly a time for me to make some things happen in my period of being down while also interviewing at the same time, because really I don't want to go back to work at Sport Clips, but at the end of the day, I can take the interview and see what they're going to offer me. And if not, boom, bam, thank you, ma'am, I'll just say no. Okay? But this is my time. And this was really motivating for me to just like release all of those things. I felt like I had this lump in my throat that needed to be released, but I am the monster in my own story, and it is time for me to like turn around and be like, bitch, it's you. Ooh, child. It is you. You're the monster in your own story. You're the person that's in the house. You're the one that's on the other line of the phone. It's you. And it's your higher self or your lower self, depending on where you're at right now. It's any version of you that's calling, that wants you to pick up for you to have its attention. Attention, hello, I'm calling to give you a message. Something, 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 something. This is your time. What message are you receiving? Are you receiving a message from your darker self that's telling you, let's go through the shadow and like release these things? Is it the higher version of yourself calling you to step into a higher timeline? It could be both at the same time. Healing is not linear. So I need to stop making shit linear. Let me get in the shower, get through my day, clean myself up a little bit. Work out by the pool tonight. Get in the pool for a little swim. Make a delicious dinner. Really start treating myself the way that I used to when I was in a different headspace of healing. And I didn't even realize that's what I was doing. I was just doing what felt like I needed to do for myself, to pour into myself from the areas that I hadn't been poured into before, or was taken when I was pouring into somebody else. I live here. Beautiful palm trees. Okay. Beautiful kitchen that I get to cook in. Beautiful living area, computer area that's gonna get together in my bathroom. This is the whole guest suite over here. House, like I get to live here and get my shit together again. Like really build myself back up again. Build me a company that is worth something. Build me a life that I'm proud of. I get to do that here. Even if I get a job part-time somewhere, I can still be disciplined enough to be able to continue to pour into myself and my businesses. Because if my foundation isn't steady, I can't reach down and help anybody else out. I can't lay somebody else's foundation, because at the end of the day, if I laid the foundation, which means I'm going to know how to fix it and where the cracks are, it's harder for me to explain to you how to fix a foundation that you didn't even pour. Companies have different ways of doing things. It's going to be hard for you to learn how to do this freaking pool if you have to redo the pool again without putting an overlay over top of it, because you didn't lay the tile, you didn't know what product they use, they didn't know if it was limestone, whatever. You don't know how they wired shit up. Everyone has different things, different ways of doing things. So therefore, if you're not laying your own foundation, I say the same thing with my clients. It's looking like we're going to have to do the big chop. And here I am doing the big chop because at the end of the day, you don't know how to do the foundation because you were in braids, you were in locks, you've never had anyone show you how to take care of your hair. You never gave yourself the time to learn yourself. Starting over is the best way to get to know yourself again. Damn, that's so crazy. You don't have to do the same things over and over again and expect a different result. Combing my hair out was a monotonous, overwhelmingly painstaking task that I didn't even want to do. I just want to cut it all off. I just want to be done with it. I need to relearn my hair anyway. I want to do some new things. I want to get into the wig game. I want to start doing sew-ins when my hair is long enough to put in braids and shit. I want to start doing sew-ins with the fucking center part and shit and the flippity-floppity things. Like, I want to do all of that. Okay? Like, I've wanted to do all of that for a long time. But first, I'm going to rock this cute little TWA, all cute and laid, edges laid, all the things, not looking crazy like I just cut my hair off because I did. I want to prosper and grow into the version of myself that I've always envisioned myself being. I just also envisioned a partner next to me. And if this relationship blowing up showed me anything, that it's always been about me. If I want more for myself, I have to give myself more. I have to be willing to learn more. I have to be willing to give of myself to myself more in a way that is being called of me to do. Speaking on your boundaries at an early stage. using your discernment, which a lot of people don't really have, and you have to actively build that. And a lot of us, we do have it and we know it, but we just go against it because we're like, well, that person maybe doesn't feel like that. They do. That's why you're feeling it. That's your discernment and your intuition kicking in. But because society's like, no, you don't want to be exclusive, you don't want to, prejudge someone, like they actively take steps to program us out of our intuition. They actually take steps to program us out of our higher power knowing. They actually take steps to take us away from our God essence because they know that if we did, we would find our tribes, we would find our people, we'd find our value, and the world would be a completely different place. So like, don't prejudge. You can't judge a book by its cover. You can until they prove otherwise. Don't judge this person because of their background. I am, because it's our duty to change our own lives. And I'm one of those people that can be judged. Because I'm also on the quest to improve my own life. Like, why have I strove, or however you want to put it in context, so hard for financial freedom, but I've done everything in my power to not be disciplined with my financial incoming? Why have I gone against the things that I was taught and learned and even know about after doing my own research I need to be doing? Because I'm still in fight or flight. Why do you let other people's needs and priorities and wants come before yours, to the tune of letting yourself go, to the tune of not taking care of yourself personally, spiritually, physically, even aesthetically? Why do you let that happen? Why do you let yourself go and put somebody else's needs above your own because you're still in that people pleaser mentality? I should have been moved down here. I should have been cut my hair off. I should have been going through all the things that I actively avoided and I know I wasn't supposed to do. And I was like, it's going to be Britney 2007 up in this bitch. And guess what happened 4 years later? Britney 2007 up in this bitch. Here I am. Hello. Somebody. So I'm here to tell you that you cannot avoid what you have to feel and go through. Breathe through the discomfort. Be accountable for your life. Be accountable for your financial intelligence. Be accountable for your emotional and spiritual and personal and physical hygiene. Be accountable for the things that are non-negotiables, what you're capable for, what you're not capable of doing and holding. Allow yourself that time to play. Allow yourself that downtime. Allow yourself that time to be free and be expressive and be a kid. Stop trying to make everything a financial come up. Stop trying to make everything, about healing. Stop trying to make everything, you're pushing things that need to come closer to you away because you still put yourself in this box of this is how I should look as a spiritual being. Get to know yourself again. Pull your natal chart, go into prayer and meditation, learn your human design, learn all the things about astrocartography, read the Quran, read all the Bibles, read every single text that you possibly can, the Emerald Tablets, read, watch Forbidden Colors or Hidden Colors, watch all the things. Listen, do your research, meditate and pray were the things that I was not doing. And I could go and meditate by this water every single rising after I get up and go for my WALK because the puppies are right there and they're going to freak out. But after I do my workout, I can sit down and do my meditation. I can do my intermittent fasting and, have my tea in the morning, my water in the morning, and just hydrate until noon and eat. I can do that. These are things that I know I can control. But you let the things that were out of your control deter you from the things that you could control because you try to control those things over there. That wasn't for you to control. That was for God to control and manipulate and let play out. You are just supposed to participate and be alive and aware in the situation. This come up is personal this time because I'm not going to do this again. I'm not going to make the same mistakes again because I've learned now what I'm doing wrong. I need to release that. I need to have better boundaries. I need to be better at speaking about those boundaries. I need to be more self-protective than what I have been. I need to be able to drop the image of the box that I put myself in of being the nice girl, the one that's going to heal and educate every single person, because that's not sustainable. You need to be able to balance and sustain your own life first before you can show anybody else how to do it. You can show them on the way up from doing it, but this comeback is personal. You need to be able to have those boundaries on the things that you're going to be doing for yourself, no matter what. And the other things the other person has to add value into your life for. Yes, I can cook, clean, suck, and fucking do all the things. But what else are we going to be doing here? Because I'm not here just to do that. I'm here to actively leave a legacy and leave a life behind for my family to be able to prosper from. So this time, I'm not taking any outside advice unless I personally call you for advice. I'm not going to let everything resonate and get involved in everybody else's shit, because at the end of the day, this is what it looks like when I do that. This is my rock bottom. I was homeless for 2 weeks and I was like, oh, fuck no. This is time for me to get up on out of here, because me fucking around in this state for too long and making the same decisions and the same people. I've been saying the same thing about the transplants that moved to South Dakota, is that they're hiding something or hiding from something or running from something. And that's true. And I got involved with someone like that because I didn't use my discernment and my spiritual flex muscle that I had, because I let this person talk me out of it, thinking all the other things that I knew in my gut I shouldn't have been doing, but I did anyway. That was my rock bottom, okay? I'm like, I don't know. I feel like I've hit mine. No, ma'am, you have not. There was still farther to go, and I got to the bottom. So now I'm going to show y'all what it looks like to get to the top, because we're fucking doing it this time. And that just means that I need to be able to see myself, because I haven't wanted to look at myself for a long time. And now I really have to see myself, and I really have to get to know myself and relearn my hair and relearn my skin and relearn all the things. I'm in a different climate now. I'm in the desert, so now I got to relearn that, make sure I'm hydrating enough and staying active at the right times enough. It's different, but it's doable. I'm going to build the life that I'm going to be proud of. I don't want to do the same things. If that means I take a job for 1 year and I give myself 1 year to that start date to get all the things together so I can see some substantial change, so I can leave that job and focus on my nonprofit and focus on my 2 other businesses, then that's what that means. I'm going to go take care of this hair now, because I can't keep looking at myself looking like I got shocked by a goddamn electrical socket, okay? Thank y'all for tuning in. Bye.